Captain's Log, Episode 25. This week's episode of the Beer Vengers podcast is sponsored by Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, located at 35-11 Ditmars Boulevard in Astoria, Queens. Enjoy the eclectic array of craft beer, artisanal cheeses, and specialty grocery items at Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, home bar to yours truly, Captain Porter Brown Stout. This week's Intimate Chat features Captain, Huck, and Beer Wonder with pours from Interborough, Finback, Collective Arts, Wild Leap, and an exciting new brewery you'll just have to listen to the show to find out about. And digressions, a few digressions, and pleasures that we feel no guilt about. Remember to like, star, and subscribe us whenever that feels appropriate. And send us your emails at thebeervengers@gmail.com if you have any questions, suggestions, or if you'd just like hearing us talk about you on the show. And now, without further ado, please enjoy episode 25, Brew Wonder.
Oh, we're the beer Vengers, beer Vengers, beer Vengers. We're the Beer Vengers.
Welcome to the Beercast, everyone. Huck, that was a very bold version of the theme. Probably inspired by the cowbell.
Whatever comes out.
It was hearty. It was very hearty. Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Astoria, Queens, I am Captain Porter Brown Stout.
And coming to you from the west side of Manhattan town, this is the Pale Male Hophead Huck.
And coming to you from the County of Kings in an undisclosed location, it is I, the Beer Wonder!
And we are the
Beer Vengers!
Yeah, we are the Beer Vengers. Very much.
Huck, you've really put us in a place today. You're really bringing all the feels out.
You had some real that was some high notes there. Beer Wonder.
It's been an exciting day. And I'm feeling ready to have some beers with my favorite terrible beer fighting pals.
Beer Vengers. Yeah.
There we go.
The
You guys. You know.
Absolutely. As you can tell, this is another fun, loose show with just the three original cast members of the Beer Vengers. But we've got you out there listening. You're our guest Beer Vengers, even if you're not actively participating. I want to thank all our new. We have a lot of new listeners in Washington State and Ontario. So,
heck yeah!
Hey.
We've got lots of pours coming up. Lots of other fun stuff to talk about at the Week in Beer. A few mea culpas for a few mistakes or whatever we
call them hookups.
Hookups, yes, we have some hookups today. Before we do any of that, I mean, we should get to the pours, right?
Yes,
get to the pours. That's right. And
now I'm gonna be honest, folks. I'm a little bit lost.
Yeah.
What to do at this point?
I just don't know how we do this because we don't have a guest to let them go first.
Yeah.
Well, I always say age before beauty, so I got this little beauty myself right here. This is actually a
sponsored pour.
That's right. It's a sponsored pour.
My timing was off on that.
Yes.
This is a sponsored pour. This is the Two Crispy Boys.
Woo!
It's a Hellas Lager. That's a collaboration between Interborough Brewing and Finback Brewing right here in New York. Both they're great lager houses, and I'm expecting this one to be real good too. So I'm going to crack her open. Ooh, right by the mic too.
Nice.
That's a freshie right there.
And again, the left-handed pour is not going to cut it, so we got to try the right-handed pour.
Oh boy, this is where it gets good.
I had one yesterday that had a label on both sides. It was left-hander friendly. But then this isn't good because then I had to pour it right on myself. I'm going back to the left. I'm going back to the left.
Alcohol abuse.
It doesn't matter because you're not going to see the label properly. Here we go.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right.
Ooh,
that's nice.
Golden. Look at that.
Oh yeah, that is light
Hella
in
golden.
color.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is really bright and crisp.
Nice
Beautiful
glass.
head. Yeah. Oh wow.
Wowza.
Yeah. And it looks crystal clear, just truly all the way through.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Let's
going to
see that can
got a
again.
great
Really nice can
aroma.
Thing.
Yeah, it's a neat. They did this last year.
Oh, okay.
They released it, and I never got to have it. But now I do. Now I'm going to get to have it. This is great, and thank you guys for getting it from our sponsor.
Excellent.
Yeah, real good. What else we got on the board today, gentlemen?
I want to see what Beer Wonder has.
Well, I mean, here's the situation. I want to say hello to our new friends in Ontario because I do have an Ontario beer for you today. However, my beer also happens to be a
Sponsored for.
See how that works?
That was good.
Nice.
I want to do mine over now.
Well, that's how this works. Well, this is from a brewery that I've highlighted before, does now have a location, of course, in the County of Kings. But it is our friends at Collective Arts. This is their IPA number 16, which was brewed specifically for International Women's Day. It is an elderflower and grapefruit IPA with really lovely can art. Very simple. You take a look at that, but just a really lovely can. So you all know I love a good IPA, so I'm excited to see how this one turns out.
Yeah, I want to take a look at this.
And with extra grapefruit and elderflower, I can only imagine it's going to be quite
nice. Crackaroo there.
Yep. Here we go.
All right, we're seeing that. It looks like a glass of OJ coming out there.
It's very fruity. It looks like it doesn't have a ton. I mean, it's a 6.5% here. I'm not getting a ton of head on it, and it's pretty large bubbles. But oh my gosh, they're popping, and it's like grapefruit up my nose.
Nice.
It's gonna be very nice.
Great.
Captain.
All right. Well, let's see what I have here. Now I know this is strange to do at the beginning of the show, but I'm
going to the captain cellar.
Ooh.
That's right. I'm going to the Captain's Cellar. Now, we've talked about all our wonderful listeners out there, our beer vendors that are becoming national and international. We've got a lot of new people from Washington State, and for the moment, even more for this month than in New York State. But one I keep seeing popping up a lot that's always in the top 5 is Georgia. And we have never had a Georgia beer on the show.
Wow.
So from a crate I got from Tavor last October, this is the Wild Leap. It's a Rocky Road Imperial Stout.
So nice.
I
right.
think it's about a 10.5. Yeah, 10.5 in ABV. So let's just see what we have here.
Ooh, gentle crack.
All right.
I like that.
Take a look here.
Oh, this is a Captain Cellar beer for sure. Oh my, you are getting almost no head on this thing. This is just wild.
What a color, though.
I know. It's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Like it literally is basically like light is disappearing into
that's
it.
like banana yellow on that head.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
All right.
So pretty. Definitely a rocky road for sure.
Absolutely.
We're still close enough to St. Patrick's Day. It says Slancha.
Slancha.
Yeah, I like this. This is like a real lawnmower beer, like it'll be gone. A couple more sips. It's very German. You get it. It's very German. It's got German Heidelberg Pilsner malt. It's hopped with Mandarina Bavaria and Hallertau Blanc. And it's fermented cold with South German lager yeast.
Oh my gosh.
So,
it is German as a pretzel. My goodness.
Even though it's made in Brooklyn, it's definitely old school. And it has that. But you know what? It's funny when I get these, I don't know what it is, but these American lagers and pilsners that use all those German ingredients and follow those German steps. I don't know if it's our water or what, but I just love the American style when they do the American beers when they do the German style. It's just, this is just crispy and it's delicious. Sometimes I have a problem. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, is it the crispness that you really like, or how is it different from those beers in Germany for you?
Sometimes those beers have more of a stank on them, like just kind of like almost like a little bit of a sourness when you have like a Hofbrau or something. And that's good. I like that still, but I prefer the American lagers and pilsner, the craft ones. I mean, when you say American lagers,
correct.
That's what we, have been made fun of for having Budweiser and Michelob's Best and all that stuff. So we're coming back. We're back to good lagers again.
Beer snob, Huck.
That's what I get. It's true. It's true.
So if you're a beer snob in some instances, but not others, you're not being called for your taste in beer. You're being called out for your hypocrisy.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh boy.
I walked into that, strolled right in. My badge of honor.
That's okay. Well, but you've been living that lager life and drinking a lot of those American lagers. Like that has been your go-to with Suarez. We've seen it a couple times. So I do feel like we are talking to a bit of an authority here. You've done your 10,000 hours of drinking on this one.
Self-proclaimed authority for sure.
Yeah, he's certainly you're certainly the authority here, and probably beyond.
And in the
walls
past
of this wall-less void.
In the past, I've not loved a Helles lager.
Mm-hmm.
I always kind of find them a little too sweet. You know, they have that little sweetness to them. But this one, you can taste the sweetness, but it's the balance is really nice between the bitterness and sweetness. So, winner. But as you can see, the head does die quickly. So,
yeah,
I've noticed that on a few of our crafties. And I hope it's not my glass because I clean these pretty good, I think.
And also, I know that batch was fresh in from Astoria Beer and Cheese, Ditmars, 35-11 Ditmars, our sponsor, because we just picked that one up a few days ago.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
did.
They had just gotten it a few days in before then. I've seen it all over their Instagram feed.
Beer Wonder brought it to me specifically, and thank you for that.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, it was the Beer Wonder delivery service of New York. We specialize specifically in beer. And I actually got to see both of these fine beer ventures in one day, which was a real treat.
It was. And we got to have lunch in the lovely backyard at Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, as we did our exchange.
Exactly.
Picking up the sponsored pours. Or the, I should say, it's picking up the... whoops.
Sponsored pour.
There we go.
We
don't need it again, but
she was in the other room.
Yeah,
exactly.
Should have run in.
And to ask her roommate to help us out.
Thank you very much, Wheat Lightning. She's all right.
My beer, I believe, was also a pickup on that day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was, yeah.
So we're doing real freshies on these ones. This one is kind of cool. It's Collective Arts. Again, you want to drink something that's this volatile with hops as quickly as you can. And we were getting in pretty close on when you'd want to drink this one down. But I looked it up, and one of the things I kind of liked is that the can art, so while this is technically a Canadian beer, with Collective Arts, the can art is actually from a New York artist, because we know Collective Arts loves to support their artists. So
yes.
Keeping a little bit of Gotham in there. And honestly, it's just wildly fruity. Like, that's the whole thing. I get the grapefruit flavor out of it. I get the smell of the elderberry, although I don't have a lot of that. And the hopping is aggressive. Like, I'm really tasting the citrus notes of those hops, and I'm getting a little bit of astringency at the end. So I just like, this one's unfortunately going to go down faster than I think a 6%er probably should. So, I'll be flying through it. But I wanted to, of course, just mention that this is, for International Women's Day. And they were brewing alongside the Pink Boots Society, which is a group that is assisting, inspiring, and encouraging women in the fermentation and alcoholic beverage professions through education. And we got, I was trying to think about, the name Pink Boots comes from the fact that brewers wear these big heavy duty boots, and so the pink boots represent women's like boots in that sense. And there's some really cool initiatives that this group has put forward. The one I was super excited about was the Pink Boots Brew Day, which collaboration brew day, which is a way that breweries can sort of link up and have raise the profile of women's work in the industry by brewing a beer to support the Pink Boots Society. And there's a whole bunch of brewers on their website that are doing this kind of stuff. So worth checking that out if you want to support women in the brewing industry. And honestly, I would definitely support having multiple of these beers because this is pretty spectacular. It is kind of like drinking grapefruit juice.
Nice. Yeah, it definitely has that juice look to it.
It's what I want. I
guess it has 5 different hops in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or 6.
Do you happen to have them? Do you happen to have them handy? Because I don't see them on the key.
I got them here. We got Cashmere, Autumn, Citra, Laurel, and Sabro.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hop heads out there. I think those are probably mostly American hops. That's where it seems like IPAs, the American hops go into them, and then these crispy boys are generally using the traditional European ones for the most part.
The noblest of hops.
The noble hops, yes.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, for a hop forward beer, this is pretty wonderful. It's going down way too easy.
Nice.
Big fan. I'll have more.
And Cap,
Interesting for a 10.5%er. This one is like it's a very rich flavor, but it is fairly light bodied. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's nice. I can definitely taste the marshmallow, the vanilla. It does remind me of Rocky Road ice cream. And I do wonder, because I know you guys have mentioned with the adjuncts that this is one that maybe they're a little less forward because of the cellaring period. And that might be why they're so, even though, you don't really see big heads on a 10.5%er very often.
Right.
But that might have been one of the reasons why the head was so restrained, shall we say. It's interesting. I don't know a whole lot about this this brewery, Wild Leap Brewing Company. I believe they're out of a place somewhere in Georgia that used to be like a tire factory, or not a tire factory, but it was something like a tire shop.
Okay.
And they repurposed this space, and they're very, very local, mostly Georgia. I did see something on their website that said they've moved forward to South Carolina. So I'm very lucky to have it here in New York. I did see a couple of things on their can that I wasn't wild about.
Oh boy.
It says the I guess this is their
all
their
lives matter.
No, nothing on those lines. No, it's more ageist actually. It says, if you don't do wild things when you're young, you'll have nothing to smile about when you're old.
Well, that's not fair.
No, I don't think it is at all. I like this beer very much, but I'm smiling about this beer while I'm old, and I just had it. So it's the idea that, like, the idea when you're older, you're just ready to die and smile about your good memories.
I'm not going to be smiling. I'm going to be doing wild things.
That's right, old Huck.
Yes, Huck, you're already doing wild things. My goodness.
That's right, Grandpa Huck. The other thing they have here, which is another, I kind of like a little bit better. Rocky Road Ice Cream Stout is a thick, sweet, and creamy milk stout. Very true. With cocoa, vanilla bean, almond, and marshmallow. Brewed for diets high in decadence and guilty pleasures.
Yes.
And I like all of that except for the word guilty.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I don't believe in guilty pleasures.
No. If you're gonna like, if you like to watch Love Island, watch Love Island.
Exactly. And just say this gives me pleasure.
That's right.
It's I think maybe it's because America is so steeped in our Victorian origins that we're all just we're all just like, anything that isn't substantial, we should be ashamed of.
Well, there is something to be said for the phrase guilty pleasures, because you could enjoy something that is wrong. If you enjoy something that is bad, like say you like the Real Housewives or something that's just generally cheese, people enjoy it. They're not doing anything wrong by watching it. But if you enjoy, like, for example, I like the Jerky Boys.
Okay.
You remember them? They did the crank calls.
You feel guilty at all about that?
Well, now when I listen to some of them, I'm like, this could be considered pretty offensive. And then the people on the phone that are innocent, giving these people a heart attack or, giving them health problems, but they're hilarious.
Okay. So you are actually,
that's a
really
real guilty pleasure.
Yeah. Or also, like, say if you were someone who enjoyed watching, if these things ever have actually existed, if you liked watching snuff films and took a lot of pleasure out of that, you should be guilty about that.
That's a stronger example, yes.
Watching people get murdered, that should be a guilty pleasure. Watching The Real Housewives, go have your fun. Doesn't matter. I won't watch it.
If you're trafficking child porn, that's kind of that could be considered a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, we should draw the line. I'm glad that we're drawing the line at like child pornography. I'm glad that's
which is why
we found some boundaries.
I think guilty pleasure should be for other people to judge rather than people themselves, because they're probably amoral people who enjoy those and don't feel remotely guilty.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
And someone told me they found that pleasurable. I'm saying, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do it, and you should feel guilty about getting.
I'm calling Interpol,
but not from Rocky Road Ice Cream.
Exactly.
Just enjoy it. Have a good time. I'm glad we're all taking a firm stand on how we all really feel about guilty pleasures.
Well, on Rocky Road Ice Cream, you could have that. You could have it could be a guilty pleasure in that it's not good for you, or it's going to make you fat or something like that. But even so, if it's done in moderation, what's the harm?
Yes. I think I think the past year has lowered the bar for all of us for what we want to feel guilty about. We just want to have our pleasures.
Yeah,
That's
Exactly.
part of how we get through the day, the week, the month, the year.
I went to the doctor today, and they always weigh me when I get there, and I'm like, do not tell me the number. I don't want to know. And she didn't. I'm like, I don't know.
Good.
I
there
still
you
don't
go.
know.
Yeah.
But of course, if it was lower than I thought, maybe I should have known. But if it was 240, that would be high. I'm getting too personal
That's
now.
what
Too
I am
personal.
right now.
Too
So
I
personal.
know.
thanks.
It's not,
Thanks
now
for
now
that.
I think everyone.
Thanks, man.
Now people are starting to feel guilty. We need to move this along.
Enjoy it. Yes, it's fine if you're 240. Even
Being 240 is perfectly acceptable for other
it's,
people.
You want to work on that, work on it, but don't let it make you lose sleep at night.
Okay. There's plenty of other stuff to lose sleep about.
Yeah,
Oh,
I lose so much sleep. I can't even. I'm not even sure what's causing it, but maybe it's afternoon naps, or maybe I don't know.
Don't feel guilty about napping. I'll put that out there.
There we go.
Thank you.
Get your
we're
naps in
really
when you
honing
can.
in on this. It's good.
This show's deep this week.
I know we're getting into the real issues that people want to hear about, and you know what is an issue that I need to hear about?
What's that?
Hookups.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Why there's no theme music for hookups?
Give your time, yeah.
So
There
for
you
those of
go.
you who are just joining us,
That's a placeholder.
Hophead Huck has taken on the responsibility of making sure that we are all keeping it 100 on this podcast.
That's right.
And I'll be honest, I am like very, very honored that you have taken this responsibility.
It's
Well, I took it kind of late. We did 20 episodes before I said, I should do some corrections.
Huck, now you are a man.
Now I am a man. That's right. I needed that time to get here. Okay. Well, last week we talked a lot about single cut brewing.
Yes.
And so that's the first one. I'll just read this statement here if I can. I got the wrong glasses on for this. A single cut guitar is a cutaway construction. It's an indentation in the body of the guitar. I can't read my own writings. I got the wrong glasses. All right.
This is actually something I've been wanting to know for a long time.
Yeah,
I made up my own
Put a pause
definition
on
because
that.
of what I thought it probably
Okay, I
meant.
got the right. I didn't
Okay,
realize
yeah.
this was going to happen with the glasses. I have computer glasses and then reading glasses. Okay. A single cut is a cutaway construction, an indentation in the upper body of the guitar adjacent to the guitar neck to allow easier access to the upper frets. So if you're noodling, you want to have that lower area to, like Eddie Van Halen, the guitar.
So it has nothing to do with coming from a single piece of wood.
No, it's a single cut. And you see some guitars have a double cut,
Mm-hmm.
and some don't have a cut at all. They're just a guitar. So single cut was, it's like the classic example is the Les Paul.
Okay.
If you ever see a Les Paul guitar, that's a single cut. And I think that's probably the model they use for the,
Shout out to Les Paul.
shout out to Les Paul.
Cheers.
Okay. And I'm going to have to do maybe hookups next week on what I just said about the Les Paul being a single cut. All right. Or the model, is it the single cut model? Are they using a Les Paul? Okay. Well, we'll check that next week. We talked about Jan Ackerman, who is the guitarist from the band Focus.
Okay.
I said he was the guitarist from the band Hocus Pocus. The song was Hocus Pocus. And if you remember, it was Hocus Pocus by Focus. And the Jan beer is the white lager that's named for Jan Ackerman.
I'm going to have to look up this because I don't know any of this.
Very recognizable song. When you hear it, it's an instrumental, more or less. Well, it's not. There's yodeling on it. And there's also Mel Blanc is on it doing vocals. You know, the famous voice of Bugs Bunny and all the Looney Tunes characters.
Yeah.
So, check that out. Hocus Pocus by Pocus. I said it wrong. Hocus Pocus is the song. The band is Focus. Okay. Next one. The Eric. Eric, more cowbell, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I said it. I didn't know who Eric was. Oh, we said he was the guitarist from Blue Oyster Cult, so we were correct on that. His name is Eric. His name is Eric Bloom. There, just getting his name there. Eric Bloom. Good. Not so much a hookup. There was a hookup.
Information. Yes.
There was a hookup when I said the Kim sour lager was named for Kim Wilde. It's not. It's named for Kim Deal from the Pixies. Also, she later started the band The Breeders.
Right.
I have a Pixies block in my rock knowledge, so I'm always forgetting the Pixies. Even
From
now,
Dayton, Ohio.
there you go. See, I didn't know that because I have a Pixies
goodness.
block. Okay, I think
I didn't know it until years after. I think they started after I left, and I found out later, like, oh, I should have some regional pride since that's where I spent so many of my formative years.
Indeed. So those are all the single cut huck-ups. We're through that. They weren't really too bad. They weren't that bad.
I will, if I can
Please.
glom onto that a little bit. I
yes.
didn't huck up last week, but I did huck up for quite some time because I would often say that was Eric Burden, even though I knew it was Blue Oyster Cult. And Eric Burden is, of course, from the Animals.
That's right.
And that was a not on the air huck up, but I really feel like, we're in confession mode now. So
that was a life one.
Have to unburden ourselves.
Yeah. And if you just jump in, if you guys remember a mistake you made, that's fine. I talked about the brewery in Germany that makes the Rauchbier.
Yes.
And in German, I guess they say Rauchbier. But Americans, in English, we say Rauchbier. We call it a Rauchbier. It's just convenient. But the name of the brewery is Echt Schlenkerla. Echt Schlenkerla. Very easy to mispronounce.
Yes, I could.
I'm just now, yeah.
Echt Schlenkerla.
Gesundheit.
Schlenkerla. I'd said it wrong there. So that's they're famous for the Rauchbier. Go out and get it. Okay. It's delicious. Big Alice, I said they opened a brewery in the Finger Lakes. It's not open yet, but they will in the spring.
Okay.
And finally,
premature there.
The Scotch whiskey. I call it Islay barrels.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Isla. It's
I
spelled.
did not know they were.
It's spelled Islay, but it's pronounced Isla. There you go. That's this week's Hookups.
Oh, I feel so much better now.
I do too, but I feel like we've
That's
really,
a cozy 10 minutes.
Well, we've also we've reckoned with our maker, and we've come to a new place with ourselves. I just feel better. But I have a little bit of a problem.
Oh boy,
yeah. What's that?
I'm dry.
Me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'll be honest. I think I'm ready for a second beer.
This is very strange.
This is a first. Beer Wonder's having a second pour. Well,
yeah.
I'm struggling to catch up, but I think I might do something similar.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, we had the Beer Wonder delivery service, and I think I know there might be something fun in your fridge, both of your fridges.
There was a bottle that there was no label on it.
Yeah, no label on mine either.
I've got one that looks just like it.
Okay, well, why don't we all go get those, and maybe we'll play a little, I don't know, while you're waiting, we'll play a little Hocus Pocus or something, I don't know. By Focus? Or
That's
Focus,
perfect.
Hocus Pocus?
Perfect.
Yeah, because the way you sounded it just sounded like the perfect hold music, so we'll be right back with this unmarked bottle, not keep you in suspense. We're back, and we all have our beer, and we realize they all look pretty similar. So we're just going to open and pour these beers at the same time, and oh, here we go. Yeah,
and Cider Girl's going to try some too.
Oh, exciting! All right, here we go.
Do you think it's going to splash or?
Oh, that's a nice little pop.
I don't know how to open these. Oh, here we go.
Oh, hey!
It's
a live one there. All righty.
Oh, it's got a nice little vapor coming out there.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to say, I got a very special glass.
Oh, wow. Hey, look at that.
It's got a little Beer Wonder on there and everything.
I know. Look at that. Oh, so exciting.
That's actually the Brooklyn Defender.
Yes. Well,
One of the
Close
original Beer Avengers. Oh, that's a
Close
nice
enough for the
pour.
Yeah, it's
Got
beautiful.
a nice pour and a nice
Big ass
head.
bottle too.
Yep, intense head, really good bottle, but aggressive head, pretty well
So
carbonated
hold this
too.
up together. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
look
yeah.
at-
Sorry,
yeah.
the bottle. Yeah.
Well, and in honor of Pie Day, I've got my pie glass.
Oh, very good.
So beautiful. Oh my
All
goodness.
right.
Well, not to keep everyone in suspense, but the reason that my fellow Beer Avengers and I have the same beer is that we are going to be tasting
Snows?
all together for the first time my brew, the Beer Wonders brew.
Very
So,
good.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers,
and
gentlemen.
Cider Girl.
Oh, that's nice. I feel it very hop forward,
Mm-hmm.
but kind of like a little bit of a sweetness there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Beer Wonder. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, I had a lot of help along the way from some of and a thumbs up from Cider Girl. I'll take that one.
Yeah, we've been talking about how Beer Wonder's been brewing this for a while. That's what happened when we all met on Friday. Not the day of the week matters to you whenever you're downloading this, but yeah, Friday about a week before we're here today. Beer Wonder and I met for lunch at Astoria Beer and Cheese Ditmars, and we all loaded up on our sponsored pours, and I gave some for him, and I gave some for Huck. And he gave me this beer, and then he headed across town to give Huck his sponsored pours and this, so we could all enjoy this wonderful Beer Wonder. What is the what's the genre of it again? Beer Wonder.
So what we're drinking is an amber ale today.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit more. It should be typified by kind of a slightly caramel feel to it. The malt flavors that are pretty forward on this one should have kind of a caramelly feel to it. Although it does specifically use, and I actually brought the supplies with me because I have a couple left over. It uses an American Magnum hop, and we're using a Belgian crystallized malt. So that's kind of what those flavors are getting at.
Oh, okay. That's I'm getting that little. I'm getting that almost like a. I'm getting like a cola on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Yeah, I
interesting.
could definitely see that.
That caramelized smell, that sweetness, but it doesn't have. Oh, it's not overly sweet with that Belgian.
And I'm also getting a little bit of like what I associate with the red beers.
Yeah. Well, amber sort of, I think, bridges a little bit of that line sometimes, right? Because we get a little bit of that caramel, but when I think of a red, I almost get like a chocolate or nutty characteristic. And this one is tending that way, but hasn't like completely jumped over the line on that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I can think like with amber, we associate that with more of like a yellow color.
I see. Yeah.
Let me hold it up to the light and see what it looks like.
Yeah, this is a little more red.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that red orange. I feel like the red, because I've been reading about this, a red is not an official style,
Right.
Okay.
according to the American Brewers Association. But amber is. So any red ale fits under the amber umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Oh, there you go. So the answer is
We'll check the hookups next week on that one.
So the answer is yes. I gather. I guess the answer is yes. But
Yeah.
Well, this was a fun one. I mean, I with Huck and I both work in our Clark Kent Lives with a group that does beer tourism type stuff, and so I joined in on one of their beer making classes and produced the whole thing in the span of just a few hours. Let it bubble away in my apartment for a few weeks, and then bottled everything. Let that sit for about 2 weeks, and then it came out with this. And it was a wildly soothing process. I've always sort of thought that the making of beer was a little bit more magical, but to do it in your own little tiny, undisclosed location was not that bad. And I smelled like beer for like a week in here, so it was kind of nice to wake up and smell things.
So you did
away.
have the aroma in the apartment while you were brewing.
A little bit, yes. I definitely smelled something a little bit caramelly. And I don't know if it was an incident or not, but there was a little bit of an explosion in my Vermonster that seems to have happened. Everything bubbled up over the top. And bottling was pretty easy. But the other lovely thing about this is it makes way too much beer for one person to drink.
Yeah.
So these are 750 milliliter bottles, and I wound up with 12 of them.
Okay.
So it's delightful to be able to share it with folks,
Yes.
even as we're all staying socially distant.
And what's great with this stoppered thing, I mean, you stoppered this. I don't know how long. Once that seal is broken, I know it starts to lose its freshness. But this is very fresh, very tasty. You did you pre-sample it just in case you weren't gonna share it with us?
Well, I did pop open one of the bottles, yes, to just make sure that it was,
You didn't want this to be. You didn't want any surprises on the show.
Well, I would hate for us to show up and, with
all of us trying to put a happy face on it saying,
yeah, this is great.
Good.
Yes, you tried, Beer Wonder, you tried.
No, this is a really good beer. I'm enjoying it a lot. Very tasty, very flavorful.
Real proud of you.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be able to share it with you guys. But since we've clearly named the brewery Beer Wonder's undisclosed location, brewing company, we do have a problem. We have not yet named the beer.
Oh, is that right?
And Huck, I do know that you have a penchant for beer naming, but I figured this could be a collective exercise for all of us.
I have 7 options so far. So
only 7?
Well, I had 8. I crossed one off.
Okay,
I'll read you the one I crossed off. How about that?
Okay.
It's not actually that bad. From Dumbo with beer.
From Dumbo with beer.
Dumbo with beer.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
So that's the one that got crossed off. So imagine how good these other ones are.
I can't wait.
I wanted to taste it first and see if I get some more inspiration.
Well, inspiration often strikes in the form of a beer.
And it almost has that soda quality. Okay, so let me think up a cut. Maybe.
I would refer to it as medium bodied. I would say.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so it is a bottle conditioned beer. So we did add glucose drops into it. So there is a little bit of active yeast in there.
Okay.
Which does its thing. Which is great, which is kind of cool. But, of course.
It has a strong personality, but it's not too heavy.
Exactly. Yes. It wants to make itself known, but it isn't going to try and piss you off.
Right.
I shouldn't think about names. I'll just, let's see. Well, since yesterday was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And it's an amber, but a red ale is appropriate.
Sure.
Exactly.
So I had the idea of naming it after your roommate, St. Ethan's Day.
Oh, how lovely!
Interesting. Okay,
I'm sure
that's
he
a
would
good
be
one.
honored.
St. Ethan's Day Amber Ale. That's one.
Lovely. I like that one. It's solid.
I mean, I'll do the whole list, but I figure you guys got a couple.
Yeah, well, you're giving us good inspiration here.
We're still working on mine. I'm still letting it.
Okay, I'll give you another one. This goes along with the Brooklyn Defender. Super Beer.
Super Beer. I like it.
Super Beer. Okay.
Super Beer Amber Ale from Beer Wonders Undisclosed Location Breweries.
I'm in for it.
It does really have that sweetness to it, like, and not in like a bad way, like a soda. It has a real, a real funzy kind of Coca-Cola kind of vibe.
It does have like a sugar sense, and that's one of the things I noticed. You can control how much carbonation you want. So I actually put in a little extra because I wanted these kind of bubbly. So I put in 2 little glucose tablets. So we fed our yeasts nicely, but I imagine they got tired. They didn't want to kill themselves. They didn't want to make it a too alcoholic an environment.
Do we know the ABV on it?
It should be somewhere in this, based on what our friends at our workplace environment. I'm just going to say it. City Brew Tours. Check them out. If you'd like to brew your own beer, you might as well.
Yeah, join the homebrewing class. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know why you're always shy about saying that name.
Go ahead.
I think it probably has to do with the fact that we're obscuring our own names.
Exactly.
And then we just start obscuring everything in our lives.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that happened one time with Wheat Lightning where it was like, should I say where I bought it? Like, yes, you should say where you bought it.
It's like everything's a secret on this show.
We're helping small businesses. We're supporting them. I hope we're helping them, but we're definitely supporting them.
Yep. But I believe they said it was around a 5 or 6% on the list that I got.
Okay.
So it's
very easy drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes down way easier than it should. I'll be honest. I may have killed a bottle by myself, one of the big bottles by myself in a night, and I definitely felt good after that. So
I'm going to come up with some more ideas, but in the meantime, I got this one because of your Beer Wonder. When you're out in public, you wear a mask.
I do wear a mask. We wear a mask. I love it.
Wear a mask.
Yes.
Wear a mask.
It
Okay.
fits into our modern
Because
times.
we're always masked.
Wear a mask, amber ale.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what else we got? I get this question a lot at the bar I work at. Should I say the name of the bar? I'm
You
just
have
kidding.
before,
Arts and
so-
Crafts Beer Parlor.
Have you
in.
started doing shifts yet?
Not yet. No,
Okay.
Okay.
not yet. Possibly in April. They don't
Very
have
good.
enough business to want to bring us
Yeah.
back, and I'm not in a big rush to go back. I got a real good one. It might actually be the one. But this one, when people come to the bar, we got all these IPAs on the board. There's sours, there's stouts, and people always say, "Is there an amber ale on the menu?" So that's a good title.
I think I got another one.
Okay, here we go.
Angelica Amber.
Hey, there you go. I do want to say,
Is that
I've
on
been-
your list?
That's on my list.
oh my gosh, I do want to say I've gotten some great ones from Cider Girl, who has been texting me. Thank you,
Oh,
Cider
good.
Girl, for trying this. A couple coming in. We've got Malt Wonder, which I think is
Oh, that's pretty
That
good.
is a good one. Yeah.
pretty great, yeah. And Sweet Angelica Dreams, which is what you will have after you drink a full 750 milliliter
Sweet
bottle of this.
Angelica Dreams.
Sweet Angelica Dreams.
I have another Angelica one because we talk about open air fermentation. In the olden
Yep.
days, they didn't know what it was, so they called it the gift of the Angelica.
Ah, praise it. Praise it so hard.
They call it the gift of the angels
Yes.
so
are you
gift
talking
of the
about,
Angelica.
with whiskey.
with beer.
Okay, but you also know that
Oh,
know
go
the
on,
other
please.
angel thing with whiskey, right?
No. What is that?
Because when you age whiskey, some of it evaporates.
Okay,
And you open up the barrel and it's at a lower level because that's part of the aging process.
right.
And that's referred to as the angel share.
Oh yeah. Oh, very good. Yeah, I've seen that on. There was a Grateful Dead record. They put out a box, not a box, but like an extended version of Working Man's Dead, and they called it the Angel Share. It was like all the outtakes and all the different takes. So yeah, I like that.
I
Didn't
learned
need to-
that in
didn't-
Dublin at the Jameson tour.
Oh, I probably did too, and I ignored that particular or forgot that particular. I didn't need to bring up the Grateful Dead. I'm going to put that in my hookups next week.
I should also say,
unnecessary.
since I think we mentioned it with St. Ethan's Day, but not with this one, we just jumped right into it. Angelica is also related to Beer Wonder's roommate.
Yeah.
Clearly, yes, naturally.
Beer Wonder's roommate's
Some
name,
people
yes.
who are listening to this are, but when we're getting like 36 unique downloads in Washington State, I feel like we need to know some of you. By the way, send us emails because we really want to know how you found out about us. We're happy
please.
to have you, and hopefully you didn't listen to that one and decide now we're done with this.
I kind of like that. That's not a bad name right there. 36 separate emails from Washington State.
I
Amber
like
Ale.
that. 36 separate. Now we're getting into like an other half situation at this point. We're gonna be obscure and delightful. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's just going to be something that's only funny to the three of us.
I do have one more.
Oh, let's hear it.
This is probably my favorite. It's called Bless It.
Okay.
The catchphrase of the Beer Wonder.
Well,
Yes,
I think I might have an extension on something we tried already. It could be Angelica's Artful Amber,
Oh, okay. I like that.
or here's another one, Angelica's Artisan Amber.
that
Artisan,
keeps-
I like.
That keeps it within the county of Kings because we have certain
You
feelings.
got to be
Oh yes,
artisan.
yes,
Yeah.
you have your artisan pickles stores
do.
and such.
Very important about what we do here.
Oh yeah.
So there's a couple ideas. I mean, it's up to you, B Dubs, what you want to call it.
I mean, here's the thing. I think it's a solid selection, and I feel like you've basically for the hopefully continuing to endure brewing existence that the Beer Wonders Undisclosed Location Brewery is going to continue with, because this is probably not the last time I'll brew. I hope. I feel like we've got the names lined up, but you know what? Because we know that beer is a miracle from God, and it gives us the glory of life. I do think we're going to have to go with Bless It.
Yay!
All right, then. Yeah.
Bless It Amber
Bless it.
Ale.
Bless
Bless
it,
it.
Amber Ale.
Bless
I love
It
it.
Amber Ale. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Thank you guys for trying the
I
Blessed
did
beer.
put the words Amber Ale in parentheses.
Good. I'm glad.
Very good.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, good.
Well, I'll have to make labels for the
Beer
next time.
named.
Yes, beer named. Check. See, I knew we would. I knew if I brought it to the Beer Avengers, to the council, that we would come up with something good.
This
I'm feeling as lightheaded as we were on the barley wine show at this point. This.
I mean, this one is going down easy.
I think this might be higher than the recipe said. I know I had a 10.5 first.
Did you finish that one?
The 10.5, I did. Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
Did you finish yours?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm happy to provide, because part of the glory of the Beer Wonder, or the Beer Avengers, and the Beer Wonder, hopefully,
And the
is
Beer
that
Wonder.
we continue to get everyone a little bit tipsier in their lives.
Bless it.
Bless it. Bless it so hard.
I love it. Yeah, and I
Blessed be the beer. Blessed be the hops. We're trying to just sort of reclaim the whole. Okay, here's another. There's a TV show based on a book, Beer Wonder, called The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it, yeah. So there was a thing. I think we might have even mentioned.
we
it.
did discuss it on the
Possibly
show. Yeah.
This will be in the hookups if I get it wrong. But I think it might have been on the New Year's Eve show where we couldn't really remember the catchphrase.
Yeah,
And
that
we
was me.
tried a few times.
That should have been in the hookups later in the next week.
Well,
I
but they
wasn't
didn't
doing
exist
hookups yet.
So
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, they
we
existed.
could go back in time to add hookups to the early episodes. Then we'd be, who knows what would happen. But we'd have the butterfly effect and everything. But no, on The Handmaid's Tale, they say, "Blessed be the fruit, may the Lord open." So that's why I said, "Blessed be the beer."
Crack one open.
Crack one open.
There we go. Oh my gosh.
I think if only that dystopia had a little more of that kind of humor, they wouldn't have been co-opted by right-wing religious zealots.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Little things there.
Little things.
Well, it's this makes up naming the beer today makes up for the losing the contest that I entered
You came
with
so close,
with
Huck.
Springdale. I did make the final.
So close.
I know we were all pulling for
We
you
were
there,
stuffing
Huck.
the ballot box every chance we got.
I made the Elite Eight, and then I was beat by. I mean, honestly, it was a better name. Rated Peachy 13. Mine was Joe Pesce.
Yeah.
But yeah, rated Peachy 13 was pretty good. The eventual winner was what was it? It was another movie quote. I can't remember it.
We'll
I'm so
feature that on
sorry.
the hookups next week.
No. I'll get it today. You guys
Okay.
talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, it's I guess when I really think about it, it doesn't surprise me that something with the word peach as opposed to peche, because that has a little more mass appeal.
Yeah, the one that won was more along those same lines
Of peche?
of Joe Pesce specifically, because it was, "Do you want a peach of me?"
Okay.
That's cute.
And that did go up against rated Peachy 13. So I was in good company by
Very
getting
good,
beat
yeah.
by that. But then the eventual winner was, "Do you want a peach of me?"
Which
Which
makes
is
me
a good
wanna just
name. It's a good
That
name.
is
go
solid.
all in the Scorsese quotes. Are you peaching to me?
Are you peaching to
Are
me?
you peaching to me?
You're featuring me.
I don't see anyone else here. You peaching to me?
That just gave me the idea of a baseball reference, a relief peacher. Or,
I like
There you
that.
go.
or starting peacher. Yeah, next time they have a peach contest, I'll
The
be ready.
contest is one. We have to let it go, I guess.
We're gonna have to let
Because
that one go.
we are naming beers tonight. And
Exactly.
no Instagram contest is going to undermine that.
That's right. We still like Springdale. They're a good brewery.
Oh,
We
yeah,
do.
absolutely. I still, honestly, I still have, I don't think I had it on the show, but I talked about it. I still have a gingerbread Framingham in my
Or
refrigerator.
Framingham, yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah.
A gingerbread too.
The gingerbread one. Yeah, the one they had at Christmas that was at like $17. It was, yeah.
I think you've had Springdale, the Brigadero. You had that before.
Absolutely. No, there was one
Yeah.
point I think I told you this actually is a nice but unfortunate segue into the bars we're pouring one out for into our mouths
Yeah.
because we don't waste beer.
No.
The Baroness Bar.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned
Yeah,
to me
I just
earlier
read about that today, yeah.
that they're no longer. I remember one night I went in there, maybe one of the first times I ever went in there, and they were doing a full-on Framingham night.
Oh, fun.
So like almost everything was Jack's Abbey and Springdale and something else. And I
Oh,
didn't even know
fun.
the context. I was just like, these beers all look great. And I didn't know that Jack's Abbey and Springdale was the same thing. It's like, Interesting that all these beers are from Framingham, Massachusetts, because they're all like 3 different versions of the same brewery.
My brother-in-law, actually, when my sister was on, she had that beer, the framing. What was it called? The
the one with the
house frame.
The
It
local
was
Home Depot story. What,
right.
whatever the Cape Cod version of Home Depot is.
Yeah, the Cape Cod lumber store.
Yeah,
And the beer was called the House Framer, or the.
This will be featured on Hookups next week.
Yeah, featured on the Hookups. But her husband, who is a framer. That's what he does for a living. He builds house frames.
Yeah.
And he had one of those framing hammers, and he had a real Homer Simpson moment where he went, "Oh, I get it." Like he didn't realize that was the name of the town. Framingham is the town. And he's like, "I have a framing hammer. I use a framing hammer." It's a real thing.
Framing hammer.
Framing hammer's a real thing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Learning so much tonight.
I know.
We really are getting a lot of info out there.
I know. Well, one thing I learned actually this week, thanks to Hophead Huck, is something that is exciting, at least for me in the weekend beer, which is that you all know that my local brewery, or one of my local breweries, is, of course, Randolph in Dumbo, Brooklyn.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and Huck tagged me on the Instagram post. And honestly, Captain, if you wanted to follow us on Instagram, how would you do that?
Well, you would first use the ampersand thing on your keyboard, more commonly known in the age of email as @. You do that symbol.
Yes.
This is going in the Hookups because
wait a minute, or is
that's
that
not an ampersand.
Actually, ampersand is the and. Ampersand.
Exactly.
Is
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm hucking up so badly here. What do you call that thing?
I think it's just the @ sign.
It's an @ symbol.
Was it that before email existed?
Yes.
I know this is a little okay. So the @ symbol, the Beer Vengers.
There you go.
THEBER. No, THEBEER VENGERS. The Beer Vengers, @ the Beer Vengers. That gets you to Instagram. That gets you to Facebook. That gets you to Twitter. All of those places. Also, thebeervengers@gmail.com. Or if you're just typing in a browser, just write in thebeervengers.com and you have access to all of our archive, you can stream all of our episodes. You can see all of our pour picks. You can even go back to 2014 when we were a simple blog that no one read. It's endless. Well, actually, there's probably a limit to the entertainment, but we're getting close. We're aiming for endless, but in a finite universe, everything is finite. But there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of stuff there.
There's all the good stuff, and on the gram, the incredible Hophead Huck did tag me in a post talking about one of my favorite local breweries, our dear friends at Randolph, who are starting a rooftop. They're on the top of what used to be the Jehovah's Witness buildings here in the Dumbo neighborhood.
The Watchtower, really?
Yeah, the Watchtower buildings. Yep, exactly. Up on the roof. Now, just
are you saying so? This is like all along the Watchtower?
It's
the roof.
No, it's just one of the 4 buildings. Yeah, well, there you go. But it's one of the 4 buildings is now going to have a rooftop brewery bar location, and I am so excited. I believe that it opens up on April 9th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, we got to hit it.
So we have to hit it there. Also, plug for a group that I work with. If you happen to be in the County of Kings in the Dumbo area, join the Dumbo CSA, which picks up at Randolph Beer. So honestly, every week you get delicious vegetables and a beer. Like,
what's a CSA for the kids?
Community supported agriculture. You basically buy into a share at a farm, and you get bounty from them for 26 weeks. So like half the year. It's pretty great.
Wow, that's a lot of weeks.
It's a lot of weeks.
What am I going to do with all this Swiss chard?
I know, the most Swiss chard. It's the most authentic Swiss chard you've ever had, too. I just need you to know that.
I mean, I feel like we'll start getting that, and all of a sudden we'll all be vaccinated. We'll be out in the world, and like, I don't have time for all these vegetables. I'm going outside now.
I know.
Exactly.
But yeah, I can just imagine all of us on the roof, and one person turning another person saying, saying, "There, I don't want to know the way out of here," said the Joker to the thief.
Yep.
Well
I don't want to know the way out of here. Yeah, I love it.
There's just enough confusion. I don't want no relief.
And this is great because you're going to have views of the Brooklyn Bridge from this spot.
I know.
Or not.
Well,
Excuse me while I drink this beer. All right, that's the end of my Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix references.
Honestly-
I can't let it go.
No
Honestly-
need to fact check that stuff. You were right on it.
Yeah,
Captain, I just need to say, bless it.
of course you do.
Of course
Ed-
I do.
Bless it.
I'm
Bless
going for
it.
more of this wonderful
More of the
blessed
blessed?
amber ale. I'm getting a
Bless
little.
it.
I'm going to bless myself a bit more. See if I can get another pop. Oh, a little pop. On that.
If there's a chance, I might save some of this once it's flat for to share with Belgian babe the next time I see
I
her.
poured it directly
I
into the
make
bottom
no
of the
promises.
glass, so that's
That's some aggressive head right there.
it is
But
a
that's
foamy one, and it has that, and that's I think part of that soda quality that it has. It's really
Yeah.
carbonated.
It's nice and carbonated, very effervescent, which is
Now I don't know if the kids at home, if you guys know this, the little bit, these things on the top. I used to call them Grolsch tops because Grolsch used to have them.
Right.
right. Yep.
These little things. If you can remove it from the wire, they make great roach clips.
Good to know.
Just for the kids at home, if you're rolling your own.
Hey, it's going to be. We don't know who's listening and where that's legal. So yeah,
That's right.
Well, just
There are
across the
plenty of-
river
Our friends in Washington
and Jersey.
New Jersey.
and New Jersey. That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got a weird
And-
jump
and-
there. I don't know.
and Massachusetts, right?
Yep, Massachusetts.
We're.
So-
I think that honestly, we absolutely should be upset with Cuomo about these recent scandals, but not even more so, but also that we still can't have legal weed,
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
and that the virus and the vaccination cutoff is still age 60.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Such a long slog here. But yeah, the you can get a prescription to marijuana in the state of New York.
Yeah, but I think it's not even like back before it was legalized for recreational use in California. They were prescription, but their use of prescription was pretty loose. From what I understand, that in New York, there's a much tighter rein on. Like you can't just say, I don't know, have some anxiety. What do you think? Can you prescribe anything for me? And in California, it's like, yeah, I haven't got the wicked insomnia.
Yeah, you
Here,
had to
I've got
come
the
up with
perfect-
an excuse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like if you were going to a dispensary, so a doctor associated with a dispensary, from what I understand in California, you didn't have to say a whole lot.
Right.
Prescription. New
You had
York-
to say something.
Yeah, you had to say something. And sometimes there's been some like TV comedy about, the doctors would say, "So, are you having trouble sleeping?" Since this is an audio
Anxiety-
podcast, I just winked.
Yes. It's important. The context is important.
Well,
Yeah.
a mutual friend of ours, I think his name is Gusty. He is on the
Gusty Billows.
yeah, you know him, yeah, Gusty.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't- I
Deep
don't know
friend
who
of
it
the
is,
pod.
but I see them on our Instagram feed
Yes,
all the time.
they're a
He's-
deep friend of the pod.
Yeah, we should have him on. That'd be fun.
Is
or
he
her,
Californian?
or they? I think
Are
it's
they are they Californian?
No, they're in Queens,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
just like you.
Yes.
In fact, lives fairly close to you.
I believe so, yeah.
Really?
Y'all are neighbors, yeah. You and Gusty.
Does do they have the
Shout out to Gusty.
Oh, EG or EB? The initials
Yes,
EB. Okay,
exactly.
excellent.
Oh man, we're having too much fun tonight.
I
Well,
know.
it's wonderful. Bless
That's
it.
what happens
Bless
when
it
you
beer.
get back to the original pairing.
Once you're so blessed, you
Bless
you
it,
confess everything.
Amber Ale.
I mean, we had hookups. We've made truth with our maker. Now we're all being blessed. It just keeps getting better.
I did really enjoy when we were at Destroy Beer and Cheese Ditmars at 3511 Ditmars the other day, making this exchange. You had talked on last week's show about this. This is not a real hookup, but this is sort of a hookup I had at the moment. We saw them preparing a photo op in the
Yes.
backyard that I thought was the thing you were talking about with Big Alice.
Yes.
That was actually their special.
Oh, how cool! I did not know that.
And since it rained all day here, and wasn't great weather yesterday, they might even have some more of this. This is so incredible. Destroy Beer and Cheese Ditmars. Yeah, it'll be gone by the time you hear it. But it was. I just have to talk about it again. It was two of those. What was the beer I had last week? The Nitro Rover.
Yes, Nitro Rover. Yes.
Two of those, 3 cheeses, Irish soda bread, $22.
I saw
That's-
that.
Brilliant.
I'm hoping I might actually be able to stop them over the weekend, and they still have that because
Yeah, it was a nice special. Yeah. I saw that.
with the magic disappearing beer that I had there last week.
More news in Captain Cellar news that you want to. I know how you wanted to get the some of the Great Northern series from Evil Twin NYC.
Yeah.
They just released two, or they're releasing tomorrow, two new Great Northerns, and they're both Imperial Stouts.
And an Oreo Stout as well. There's like an Oreo
I know
Stout.
that Oreo Stout looks awesome.
Yes, that one does look
I think it's called Cookies and Cream and Chilies and Cookies and Cream. So it's a cookies and cream stout, which I think they've made before, but it has red chilies in it. So, I mean, I know.
The chilies are what really made the difference for me there.
I want to get that one too.
I want that beer so much. I will, if your driver happens to take you out there, I'll
let you know.
Make an exchange with you because I can't order any more beer right now.
You're full up. Yeah.
I've got, okay. So in about 2 weeks, I've got a new Tavor crate coming.
Oh no, really?
Oh wow. That's
there's like 40 plus beers in that crate.
Aren't you lucky?
I'm not going to postpone the date anymore. There's some really amazing looking. Some of them I got just so we could knock more. I'm glad we have a Georgia now. So I think we're like upwards of 30 states at this point.
I'm trying for another state next week.
I'm surprised to see when I looked at that list how few, like some of them are really close. Like we haven't had a Connecticut beer.
We have though, haven't we?
Have we?
We'll have to check the list. Huck-ups.
I think well, you know what? I could do that. I have one in my fridge.
Okay.
I swear we did one.
Yeah. And I think like Delaware we haven't had.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's an easy one to fix.
West Virginia.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
No, they have breweries there, but maybe they don't have as much of a wide range. No, well, that's the thing. It's like I looked at like some of these. Like, I'm not surprised we haven't had any beers from Alabama or Mississippi.
Right.
They might have some fine breweries there, but they don't have as much of a reach. But we've had beers from the other side of the country. We've had most of our neighboring people, but they're like some places like, well, that's close enough. I wonder why I haven't seen it here.
Huh.
I didn't do any Fox Farm beers.
Is that Connecticut?
Yeah.
You talked about it.
We'll
have to go to Hophead Cellar soon.
Hophead Cellar.
Hophead Cellar. It's coming up next.
You've been saving that special Fox Farm.
Yes. I have that Fox Farm. I'm saving it for the podcast.
Excellent. They'll get that up there.
I'm shooting for May. I do have. I think May.
You can wait till May.
Yeah. So by May we'll have a Connecticut beer. If somebody wants to get some Fat Orange Cat, then.
So now, but that's okay. So is Fat Orange Cat technically Connecticut, or is that just 12%? Are they just the broker?
No, Fat Orange Cat is in Connecticut.
They are Connecticut.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure. Yeah, because there are a couple of I've got a couple of states, at least 2, maybe 3 coming in the crate that will fit that. Like I think I definitely have an Alaska one coming.
Okay.
I believe I have a South Carolina one.
Whoa! I was going to do South Carolina.
There's no what. Well, you can do it first, and I might do it second.
We might pull out the same beer at the same time.
I think I've even seen one coming from Montana, but I'm not sure I ordered one of those or not.
Surly are they Montana?
Oh, I think they're Minnesota.
They're Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Oh, whoopsie daisy.
I do have some Surly, but I was kind of waiting for. We don't tease these ahead of time very often, but it's not so often we're so giddy on blessed beer.
Bless this beer
from Beer Wonders, undisclosed location, available if you know him.
Honestly, I keep drinking it. Like I'm like, when is it gonna like get boozy? Because it's just so smooth.
It's delightful.
So smooth.
It's delightful. No, I might actually do the Surly coffee. When did you get Surly coffee?
I didn't. I just know.
You had a different Surly.
I've had Todd the Axeman, yeah, because we serve them at the bar, Arts and Crafts. Okay. We've had Surly for a while.
Because I got some Surly coffee from
I want that.
from Taproom.
Right, I know. I saw you. Yeah. I was hoping you were going to give me one, but
I can hold on to one for you.
It didn't happen.
Well, you didn't. You weren't specific enough. You said, "Hey, we could do some trades here," and
You should have known.
Well,
that I
Huck,
wanted.
I
that.
feel like I'm in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm right now.
Huck, had you let the Beer Wonder delivery service, because we not only brew, we also deliver. We're branching
I love
out.
it.
I should have
You
thrown a
just let us
surly
know.
coffee in there. Yeah, my bad, man.
You know, I love the coffee porters and stouts. No, it's fine. I'm
I think
joking
I still
around.
have a couple of them left. I'm not positive, but that's
What
what I
was
might
the,
be next time we're doing a coffee theme, which might be
Oh,
soon.
yeah.
You remember a couple of years ago, we think about it like it's last year, but in 2019 we did my birthday, we did a beer run. We went to 5 breweries in Jersey.
Yes, that was
on that like
wonderful.
120-degree day.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
so good.
So this summer, hopefully by July, we'll be able to do this. I have a Connecticut route planned out. So
Oh, fun.
hopefully we're going to do that because there's a brewery in Connecticut called OEC, which I really like quite a lot. And they make a lot of really interesting sours. They also make great lagers. They're a super interesting place. So I want to go there, and we should have one of their beers on the show. But yeah, Connecticut. That's our next birthday outing.
Important.
I hope so.
Yes, well, I mean, Uncle Joe says right by July 4th we will be.
Yeah, I think so. My birthday is July 20th. So
There's plenty of time.
I'm
margin
even
for
considering
error.
going to a state with no eligibility, no residency requirements, and just hanging out there for a month. I don't know. That's how squirrely I am about the whole deal.
Well,
But,
I think
if that's ethical, I don't know if it's ethical. It might be unethical. So I should probably. It's not only unethical, but I would probably go there, and then in 2 weeks everything would be fine here.
if you manage to fake your way into getting the vaccine at the right time, then that would be a guilty pleasure.
Oh my gosh, bringing it full circle, Huck. Well done.
Please.
I don't know that it would.
It would just be a pleasure.
I think it's yes, if you're definitely stepping in front of someone else in line, but if you just figured out a way to keep them from throwing one away, what if that's what it was?
That's
Like, I don't really
perfectly fine.
belong here in line, but you're going to throw that away, so put it in my arm. I'm not so guilty.
Well, if you recall, about a year ago, we couldn't get masks.
Yeah, true.
We were all wearing bandanas around our faces, and it was like, when are we going to get some masks? And then 2 months later, masks were everywhere, and now you can get them very easily. I think it's going to be a similar thing with the vaccine.
Also for the second half of March last year, not everyone there wasn't even consensus that we should wear masks.
Right.
Correct. Yep.
Right. You are right. Well, maybe we should start to think about wrapping up, or
Yeah, do any of us have any other business, as you like to say? Any other housekeeping? Any other?
Well, I mean, not to bring things down at all, but I do, as we've discussed, Black Lives Matter, fuck Trump, all of that. I do want to give a quick shout out to our Asian American neighbors and friends that you are in our thoughts, and that the Beer Avengers
Absolutely.
do care, and that we are here to defend you in any way that we can. So
Nice.
not to bring the mood down, but I figured it was worth a moment in our
that's a
small
beautiful
platform.
sentiment. Yeah, absolutely.
That the Beer Avengers are here to defend you where we can. So we're happy to have you here. We believe in you. We trust you. We think you are important and worthy. And we salute you and cheers to you and are here to protect and defend.
nice.
Well
nice.
said.
Thank you, Beer
Well
Wonder.
said.
Bless it.
I think that's all we have. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah.
Well, we're the beer Avengers, beer Avengers, beer Avengers. We're the beer Avengers.